been wondering and asking myself why I do these things. I moved to Taranaki 19 years ago with the intention of getting into trail running. Typical Friday night, I'm feeling really uninspired, unenthusiastic. So as I'm driving out, as I have been for the last couple of hours since I finished work, I'm wondering what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. It sort of occurred to me now why I'm doing it. And no, I'm not doing it for content, I'm purely doing it for me. Made it to camp for the night. Haven't stayed here before, checked it out back in Labour weekend. Massive area. And I would say pretty quiet, but that might be overselling it slightly. There's not many people here, would probably be a better way to put it. Somebody with their boom tunes. Personally, I'd rather have the cicadas. So I'm still trying to get used to the new camera and messing around with a few settings. Hopefully this comes out a little bit less grainy than some of the other low light videos. It's incredibly dark in the back of the Offender at the moment. Only the second trip since I've had the windows tinted, but it's just a little bit quieter in here than it is outside, and it's starting to cool down. But probably not far off turning in, ready for an early start tomorrow. This morning, it's about 6:30. And the plan is to be on the trail by 8. It might be pushing my luck, but I'm going to give it a go. Going to get some breakfast on and get packed and let the day light up a little bit. So today's run that I'm heading out on is a bit of a trial to see how my body will handle it. Not eating gluten this time, because I think that's what caused all of my pain. The track is through the Pouakai Ranges, so I believe that from when I did it last time, it's had a lot of upgrades, and a lot of the big ruts are now boardwalks, so might be able to keep a reasonable pace. More importantly, go and fill out the intentions book before I set off. So this track climbs steeply for about an hour. Up we go. Can be just a little bit airy with the mist around. A little bit of drizzle at the moment. Supposed to pass. Be almost nothing. Only for an hour or so, but I am prepared just in case. So this is Boomerang Slope. Quite a significant constantly moving slope, and at one point it was completely closed, but back open again obviously. Giving some thought to why I do this sort of thing, I realised it's selfish. It is purely for me. It is the pushing myself to see what I can achieve if I set my mind to it, and it's the endorphins, the feeling of satisfaction and achievement that keeps me going and that gives me something to work towards, and that generally tends to pull my sorry ass out of a depressed state. May just lead to a lot of anxiety getting there. last time I came through here, all of that was at water level, sometimes below the water. And of course, it made it very slippery. So I'm completely missing Pouakai Hut as well as I did Holly before. Just sticking completely to the track. But can't see much up here, as you can probably tell. But it is nice and cool. But I'll tell you what, if I stop, it'll be damn cold. That breeze is pretty nasty. So this is coming up on the very famous and very photographed Pouakai Tarn. This is very famous Pouakai Tarn. Insert a mountain just here. This is Henry Peak. This is one of Egmont National Park, Mount Taranaki's 5 major peaks. I think, if I'm correct, it's the 3rd highest after Phantom's Peak. Pretty sure there's 5, but no, it's a hell of a long way up. And if you're familiar with Taranaki or Egmont National Park, you know it's quite famous for its ladders. Nature's well and truly claimed the boardwalk through here, which is nice, but it makes for a bit slower going. Seriously, not my idea of fun, but it's too far to go back now. So back out at the road. It's about 3k from here. There is a track, ram track, that you can take. I've not done it. It's the way I did it last time, and apparently is the way most people do it. I left with a goal of 6 hours. Spoke to somebody in the car park and said to me that I should be able to do it in 5. I'm now desperately chasing 4.5. When I tramped this just over 10 years ago, I had to walk back out up the road as well. It was a barely walk, and barely walk for the next 2 days afterwards actually, because of my right ankle. It's held up well today. Running seems to have helped it actually, because it gave me major issues on the Renegade back in 2021 as well. All that stability training I was doing must have paid off. Make that 3 hours 40 after all. 4 hours 40. Almost 19 years to the day I left from this very car park and went on my first trail run, and that was the only trail run I went on. A lot of things have happened in that 19 years. I find myself now answering the question of why I do these things. It is for the feeling it gives me, the sense of achievement. I've always lived my life full noise all the time, so I do what strikes my mood at the time. And the way I see it is, if my body's wrecked by the time I'm 60 and I'm in a wheelchair, then I at least want to have good stories to tell, good memories to look back on. And that's exactly how I've lived my life till now. Well, till about 5 years ago, I realised that my body was wrecked and no longer could I live my life the way I wanted to, and that's when I found myself battling chronic pain. But there's many things I still wanted to do, so I found a way through it. Apparently one of those things is not gluten. So here's hoping that if I don't have any after this run, that I don't end up slurring my words and in an incredible amount of pain like I did a few weeks ago after the adventure run that I did and the 2 pies that I ate afterwards, when I knew better.